welcome, Mr. Tidwell. I know that as an Idahoan, you do care about the forests, but I share the frustration that many of the members of this committee actually looks to be on a bipartisan basis. I share the same frustration everybody does have here. You keep talking about how the Forest Service, and you in particular, are doing everything you can to help rural America, and we want to help. But it sounds to me like you want to help in a different way than rural America needs your help. You want to send us money. We don't need your money. We need you to get out of the way so we can make our own money. And I think that's what maybe you don't seem to understand, and the people in this administration don't seem to understand. We don't need government dependency. When I talk to the county commissioners and the residents of these communities, they are sick and tired of waiting for that check to come to their communities. Because they know that if they could manage these lands, if they could take care of these lands, they could actually make the money that would make the money that's coming from the federal government unnecessary. So as an Idahoan, and as a proud Idahoan that I understand you are, so can you understand why the people of Idaho are frustrated that they seem to think that the federal government is just wanting to give a handout to them instead of the federal government getting out of the way so they can actually make their own future and their own destinies? Can you address that a little bit?
Well, Congressman, right in your district there with the Clearwater Collaborative is an example of the difference that we're making by allowing people to come together, including our county commissioners there that have helped provide leadership on that collaborative. That is making a difference. There's more work, more restoration. There's more saw timber that's been coming off of that forest over the last couple of years because of that. We understand we need to get more work done. I understand the benefits, the jobs. By supporting reauthorization of secure rural schools, I believe it does provide a bridge in this time, especially with where the market is right now.
But SRS was supposed to be a temporary program, and now we're trying to make it a permanent program, and that's what this administration and, frankly, other administrations have done in the past. And I'm glad you brought up the collaborative, because I want to remind this committee that we had a hearing several weeks ago on forest management. And we talked about my trust proposal, and we also talked about the collaborative process. And I support the Clearwater collaborative process. But in a question that I asked to the Nez Perce tribal chairman, Silas Whitman, I asked him what the collaborative process had actually done for Idaho. And he indicated that we had not yet seen any appreciable revenue result from the collaborative process. You keep touting it, but we haven't seen any appreciable result. And this is not me speaking. This is not even somebody who agrees with me on my policy. He disagreed with my proposal. But he said that he had not seen any appreciable revenue sources. How can you continue to present the collaborative process as the answer when they're not really helping people on the ground yet? There's no jobs being created because of the collaborative process. I want to continue with the collaborative model, but clearly we need more. In Idaho, and I know the answer is pretty close to zero, how much we have received. And the National Forest System, how much revenue is generated? How much revenue in the National Forest System is actually generated from the collaborative process?
I don't have the numbers from each of those efforts. I can produce...
But you keep touting it here as the answer.
Well, I can tell you about, overall across on the National Forest, there's about $800 million that's generated. A lot of that comes from mineral royalties. But I want to stress that our focus of our management is to be able to care for the National Forest and manage it in a way that the public wants these lands cared for under multiple use. If we had the direction...
Just with all due respect, you keep saying that the public wants this. When you talk to the public on the ground, what public are you talking to? Are you talking to Washington, D.C.? Are you talking to the people of Idaho, to the people of Montana, to the people of California? Because when you talk to the people on the ground, They want to manage their lands, and they want to control their destiny.
And that's why I think you're seeing the success out of the collaborative, that for years, we were getting hardly anything done on those forests. Once we were able to bring that group of people together, the local people together, that they've been able to reach agreement about the type of work that has to be done. I will get back with you about the shifts and the program outputs that have occurred since we've started that collaborative, because it's my understanding, especially after being up in that region and being in those communities, that there has been an increase. But if that's not the case, I definitely will get back to you on that.
Thank you very much.
Time of the gentleman has expired.